Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is Ariful Islam Khan, lecturer, Department of English, Marsden College. Today, I will talk about composition writing. Before starting the class, I want to remind you the slogan, stay home, stay safe. During this pandemic situation, we all will follow the health rules given by WHO. Dear students, let's talk about our today's topic, composition writing. First of all, I want to clarify the topic. What does this topic mean? We all know an essay or composition is a written piece of work that addresses just one single topic and subject. Okay, written part is very important part of our syllabus. If we have this skill, written skill, we must cut a good figure in our examination. You see, there are lots of items which are depend on this skill, written skills. What are they? Paragraph writing, completing story, dialogue writing, informal letters, formal letters, email, describing graphs, report writing, and finally composition writing. Okay, today we'll talk about composition writing, but all are related with this. Okay, how we will make a better writing piece, better writing sample. Today I will talk about this, and first of all I will clarify what techniques should we follow whenever we write a composition. Regarding the structures, we can divide this type of writing, composition writing, into four categories. What are they? Description, narration, exposition, and argumentation. Okay, what do they mean? First of all, be clarified. Okay, what does description say us? A descriptive writing is a statement that describes something or someone. They provide the look and feel of objects, a simultaneous whole with as many details as you could like. Here, in a description writing, what will we include? I have already mentioned to you. Think about a rose. Whenever a description of a rose, here you might include the color of petals, the aroma of its perfume, where it exists in your garden, etc., etc. In such way, you will describe a topic. Okay. Whenever we'll think about narration or narrative writings, in that case, a narrative writing is a personal account, a story that the writer tells to his or her readers. It can be an account of series of facts or events establishing a connection between the steps. Okay, in such a way, we will make a narrative writings. So, in a narrative writing, whenever we'll narrate about a rose, how will we write it? Now say, a narration of a rose might describe how you first came across it, how it came to be in your garden, etc., etc. Your personal experience will be described in such type of writings. Okay, next one, exposition. Here we'll expose something. How? Exposition is the act of explaining a person, a place, or a thing, or an event. Okay, in such a way we will expose our writing. You see, your purpose is not just to describe something, but to give it a reality and interpretation. How? Think about a rose. How will you expose it? An exposition on a rose might include its taxonomy, what its scientific and common names are, who developed it, what is the impact when it is announced to the public, and how was it distributed. In such thing, you will find your exposition and you will make an exposition about a topic. Now we'll talk about argumentation. Argumentative writing is basically an exercise in comparing and contrasting between the things or among the things. Okay, it is a methodological process by which you will represent two sides, positive and negative, of a thing. and the end result is formulated to persuade why thing A is better than thing B. I mean, you have choices, you have freedom, which thing do you like and why you have liked it, and you have to describe it. And in an argumentation process, you will just describe about advantages or disadvantages, and last of all, which one do you like. I mean, do you want to refuse it or do you want to accept it? You have a space here, you will give your opinion, okay, but your opinion must be logical. So in argumentation process, whenever you are asked to describe, or you are asked to write a composition, argumentation applied to a rose, how it might be like this: why one particular rose is better than another, why you prefer roses over other flowers. In such a way you will write about a rose, and this is the process to write an argumentative writings. Okay, now we have discussed four basic structures of writing composition, and which style, I mean which structure will you follow, it depends on the topic. So when you first get your essay topic, read it very carefully to make sure you understand the topic, because after finding out in which categories or which structures does this topic deserve, then you need to choose from these four, whatever I have already discussed. Okay, that is to say, they can inform us how to start a piece of writing and what will be the contents are. In such a way we'll write a composition. So here I will show you some steps, how will you maintain these steps. First, plan essay, I mean in which categories your essay topic is belonging to. Then you will write an introduction, and in introduction you will talk about the topic. Then this is the time of body. I mean in body we'll discuss about various aspects of the compositions, and then after body, I mean whenever we will finish different aspects of the subjects, then we'll need to conclude, or we need to end up the composition. Here we'll make a concrete view of overall writing, and this way we'll finish our composition. So I will say you first read the topic carefully, and then plan in which categories, in which structures. I mean whatever I have described, there are four structures: description, I mean argumentation, exposition, narration. In these four categories, which category will you describe your, or will you make, or will you write your composition? So first of all, choose the structures, then make a plan. What will be the introductory writing, I mean what will be the introduction, then we'll make a body, and last of all we'll make a conclusion. Okay, after doing these activities, or during these activities, we need to remember some advice. I will confirm you a good number in your examination whenever you have this thing in your brain, in your consciousness. I mean first of all you need to avoid overwriting, and whenever a writing is consisted of overwriting, in that case it doesn't look better, it is not decorated. So avoid overwriting to make a better piece of writing, and then give some logical information by which your writing will be appreciated, and it will increase the standard of your writing whenever your writing is informative. The next one, avoid grammatical mistakes. I mean whenever your sentence pattern is wrong, this sentence pattern, I mean this sentence information will not carry any marks. So avoid grammatical mistakes. Last of all, check spelling mistakes. Okay, your words are, or your writings are full of spelling mistakes. In that case you won't carry a good mark. So if we want to cut a good marks in our examination, then follow these four things: avoid overwriting, write logical information, avoid grammatical mistakes, check spelling. Dear students, we have already completed and discussed some of the basic structures of writing composition. Now I will show you some important facts before showing a sample essay. See the first one: do not spend more than 30 minutes on this question. I mean, here you will budget at least 30 minutes for this question because you have other questions to answer. Within the fixed time, you need to complete all of your answers. Now come to the next one. Try to finish your composition within 300 to 350 words. I mean, a composition containing 300 to 350 words will be regarded as the standard one. So you should not write more than 350 words. Now use new paragraphs for individual idea. In a composition, we may use several paragraphs. So our paragraphs should be decorated according to our individual idea. Now come to the last one. Try to avoid and, because, but. Here I have mentioned three connectors and, because, but while starting a line. I mean, at the starting of a line, you should not use this type of connectors because it's an error, and this error is termed as the gross error. I mean, this error will reduce your marks in the examination. You should avoid this type of error. Now I will show you a simple essay which is written in the descriptive writing structures, and this essay has been titled as the favorite food. I mean, my favorite food. Here I am describing about my favorite food, and notice how I have started the compositions. See, today there are many delicious foods easily available. I sometimes wonder how life was in the ancient past when they did not have easy of access to food as you do today. However, though I can find food of all kinds in our stores, there are foods that stand out as my favorite. I easily walk past the pizzas, the fluffy pasties and pies and cream cakes, but when I sit in the restaurant and see the words oxtail stew with creamed spinach and potatoes, I positively drool. See, I have written an introduction of the topic. I mean, I have described about my favorite food and I have disclosed what is my favorite food. Now we'll see the next part. I mean, next part is termed as the body of the composition, and now what will include in the body I will show you. See, the first line has been started like this: the veteran places, the crispy warm bread rules. I mean, I am mentioning the foods item, the veteran places the crispy warm bread rules beside me on a white plate. In front of me were yellow balls of butter. Next, she placed in front of me a bowl of creamed spinach, dark green, finely cut with the white cream and steam coming from it, advertising it was freshly cooked. Here I have described how my favorite food was presented in front of me. How was it being looked from the other sides, and this way I have narrated the body and added the body. Now I will see the last part of the composition. Here I will show you how I will complete this composition. See, I bit into the fresh crisp roll and it's tested its warmth of texture and the melting butter. By then, I had decided to sample the potato with gravy and the spinach. The spinach was a good foil. Here, I have described how I have eaten my favorite food. You notice in the first part of the composition, I have shown you how I have chosen a food as my favorite food. In the next part, in the body, I have described how my favorite food was presented to me. And in the last part, I have shown you how I have eaten my presented food and how I was feeling during that time when I was eating my food. So, in this way, you will complete an idea, and you will make an introduction, you will add on the body, and the next, in the last part of the composition, you will conclude an concrete idea on the overall composition, and you will finish your thoughts here, and in such a way you will finish our composition. So thank you all, dear students. Allah Hafiz.